Good afternoon, NPL Men's New South Wales fans. It's already been a big day in Australian football, and thanks for joining us here on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel for the first of 8 games in NPL Men's New South Wales Round 20. We are in the heart of Western Sydney at Wanderers Football Park for Western Sydney Wanderers Academy versus Sutherland Sharks. 7th place Wanderers up against 6th place Sharks, and as we head well into the second half of the season, teams jockeying for top 6 finals places. This could be a very crucial game come the end of the season. It's Eric Subihano with the commentary here from Rudy Hill. Usual kits for both, the traditional red and black for the Wanderers and the light blue for the Sharks. And as we go through the usual pre-match formalities, let's go through the 2 lineups, starting with the visitors, I think, today, Sutherland Sharks. So in goal is also the captain, number 1, Daniel Nizic. Number 4 is Thijs van Amerongen. Number 5, Jordan Perez. Number 6, Riley Hollingdale. Number 7, Takumi Ofuka. Number 8, Brendan Gann. Number 11, Danny Choi. Number 15, Jamie Persevsky. Number 17, Richard Shueki. Number 18, John Fiorese. And number 21 is Nicholas Olsen. On the Sharks bench, backup keeper is James Hussoy, and the others we may see later, Tarek Maya, Jackson Barter, Ty McGowan, Lachlan Marr, Julian Fidele, and Lucas Weber. And Sutherland are coached by last season's league championship winning coach David Perkovic. So for the Wanderers, in goal for them is number 12 Lucas Sinnott. The rest of the starting lineup for the home side: number 5 Jesse Cameron, number 6 is the captain Oscar Morrison, number 7 Alat Abdul Rahman, number 8 Julian Kopp, number 9 Awang Lual. 13 goals for the season for Lual. Number 16, Tristan Arate. Number 25, Marko Radovancevic. Number 26, Bradley Marshall. Number 27, Lachlan Satut. And number 31 is Emil Katrib. On the Wanderers bench, the backup keeper is Lachlan Allen. The others are Johnny Pavlovich, Rocco McNamara, Oscar Moore, Giorgio Hasarati, Jordan Owusu, and Marcus Savage. So there we go. Not much separates these 2 teams. 1 place and 1 point, as there's the whistle. Away we go. And in those fluoro yellow jerseys, the 3rd team, the match officials. In the centre with the whistle is Jackson Mackey. Assistant closest to us is Sam Stewart. The assistant on the far side, as we look at things, is Patrick Telecki. And today's 4th official is Charlie O'Brien. Well into most heated part of the NPL Men's New South Wales season. 4 NPL Men's games to be played today, 4 to be played tomorrow. And so much on the line, as that will be a Sutherland throw on the far side, the scoreboard side here at Wanderers Football Park. And for Sutherland, we're building a nice 3-game winning run, but that was ended by defeats at Landon Stadium last time out to Blacktown. So Sutherland looking to get back to winning ways as there is space. Abdul Rahman crosses at the near post. It was defended by Sutherland, so not long before we had the first corner of the game going to the way of the home side. Further part of the Wanderers, they've been recently, they had absolutely on fire in front of goal. The Wanderers, but that's slowed up in recent times, and they are coming off a 1-1 draw last time out to St George City, as there's the signal from Arate, and he delivers from the flag. It headed away to the edge of the box, shot by Kopp, and that will not trouble Daniel Nizic. Now, just in case our mics can hear that, of course, Wanderers Football Park, always a hive of activity. There is Football New South Wales Boys Youth League action going on behind us, and I believe that would be an under-18s game between Western Sydney Wanderers and Northern Tigers on the synthetic field behind our filming position, as Nizic pings one out to the far side. So in case you hear any sound that doesn't match the on-field action in front of us, that would be why. There's a whistle and a decision going the way of the hosts. It's exciting stuff when these 2 teams met in round 5. 5 goals on that Friday night. It was in March at Seymour Shaw. Wanderers winning by 3 goals to 2. So there's plenty of action in front of us here, as it's an early touch for Lucas Sinnott. Sutherland standing off the keeper for now. Wanderers defenders just getting some early touches on the ball. There we go. Far side for the Wanderers. Luwal. Eased away from it by those in light blue. Here's an early touch for Choi. Gan playing it backwards. Now Vanamarongen, and here's Perez nearest to us. Fuka just working it back. Now Vanamarongen once again. As the Wanderers turn to stand off and let Sutherland have the ball. So this game, I mean, as if you haven't had enough football today already. I mean, I know with the Men's World Cup going on at the moment, some people are already into their fourth game watched of the day. And we thank anyone who's, I believe there's a World Cup game currently in progress, so we thank anyone who's multi-screening and tuning into that while also watching this. But this particular game, Wanderers versus Sutherland, it flows on nicely into a pair of 5 p.m. games, and one of them is the match of the round. Spurs win Olympic play Rockdale. That's a pretty easy choice for match of the round, but 5 p.m. from Belmore Sports Ground, that particular fixture, and it'll be Teo Pelletieri with the commentary. And as well, we thank Cody Ojeda, who will be on the NPL New South Wales Instagram this afternoon at Belmore, and our roster says Damien Briggs, legendary photographer, will be taking photos at Belmore as well. The other 5 p.m. kickoff, that will be St. George FC's away trip to the Northern Beaches. That's called by Alexander Molchanov. And Wanderers keeping it on the far side. Now Luwal. Too much light blue in the way there as Olsen will find Choi. Choi in the middle. Hollingdale, former Wanderers Academy player. Also finding himself deep. All the way back with Nizic. Good. Switch of play to Choi, and then there's a flick on. Shoeki chasing it, but it's cleared away by Marshall. Luwal holds the ball up well. That's a nice pass looking for Satut, I think it is. And Satut could have an early chance. Great save from Nizic. Follow-up also blocked by Nizic. Double save from the Sharks captain. And yes, it was Satut with first opportunity. Not sure who got the second one, but goalkeeping coaches are big on keepers getting back to their feet after making a save. And here we go, the other end. And a rather more comfortable task for Lucas Sinnott, but his team definitely needed him to fall on the ball. So there you go, some early action, barely 5 minutes played, and a double save from Daniel Nizic. As here's Radovancevic. It's back to the defenders. Yes, by the way. In case this game ends, the 2 5 p.m. games in NPL Men's New South Wales, and whatever you've already watched isn't enough, there's also a 7:15 p.m. game at Penshurst Park. Well, this time slot's working out brilliantly today, as that will be too long and Nizic will claim that easily, but at 7:15 p.m. in NPL Men's New South Wales, a matchup that used to be a second-tier matchup, but now definitely one for the top-tier NPL Men's at Penshurst Park. St. George City host Spirit FC, and it will be the man I like to call Dublin Dave, David Feeney, with the commentary from Penshurst. Great commentator, David Feeney, great addition to our commentary team. This is his second season with Football New South Wales. And yes, I thoroughly enjoyed the chance to call last year's League One Women's Grand Final with him at Valentine's. Well, wouldn't mind another chance to call with him in the future. But anyway, it's 0-0 here at Rudy Hill, 0-0 between the Wanderers and Sutherland. And backwards to, I think that's Fiorese. Now more centrally, Pasevsky. Vanamaron. Sutherland back three, just keeping it amongst themselves. Perez staying wide, the touchline nearest to us. And no way through the middle, so have to go back to the keeper. That's the cue for the Wanderers to step up as Nizic goes long. Good contact on that. Red and black moving a bit backwards and may break for Fuka. It does not. It's Katrib getting in the way. Wanderers have the ball once more. Let's work back. I think that's Cameron on the far side. Marshall. Morrison. And Cameron once again. bright and sunny here at Wanderers Football Park. But almost just before kickoff. Pretty strong breeze blowing through this facility, and it's the temperature has dropped quite a bit. Sinnott aims for the wall, not much of a flick, or at least not what he was trying to do. Now, Wanderers quick to win it back. Now, it could be a chance. Was Abdul Rahman offside? He does not keep it in, so it does not matter. Anyway, a brief shout out to the 4 NPL men's New South Wales games being played tomorrow, by the way, which would complete round 20, so 2:30 p.m. That would be SD Raiders, one of the new boys to this competition. They're away at Adensa Park. Nicola Posder with the commentary for you there, and then the rest of the weekend's action would be played at Sunday 3 p.m. or tomorrow 3 p.m. There's Blacktown City versus Apia at Landon Stadium, called by Pete Pryor. Marconi hosting UNSW, that's called by Will Constantinidis, and also 3 p.m. Wollongong Wolves hosting Sydney FC Academy, called by Tim Gibson. Perez. Now Olsen providing the short option. Cuts inside, looking for a teammate, finds Hollingdale. Now Fiorese, decently far forward. And Gann uses his body well to win the free kick. So can Sutherland do something with this set piece? Let's see who's across to take this. So it looks like Danny Choi was actually, Danny Choi not allowed to take it quickly. So perhaps a more conventional delivery coming up now. And Sutherland, well, they've got plenty of height, whether it be Choi or Hollingdale to aim for. Van Amaronken taking up a position way right around the back post. But Persevsky and Fiorese ain't exactly short. Neither is Richard Shueki. Shueki, Sutherland's top scorer for the season. Oh, sorry, he's not. My apologies. Anyway, Choi whips it in and to the back post. It evaded all the Wanderers, but it bounced just out of Gian Fiorese's reach. It was a great delivery from Danny Choi. And with 10 minutes played here, it's still 0-0 between Wanderers and Sutherland, but not too far away from Sutherland scoring the opening goal of the game. Yes, Richard Shueki, 5 goals in the league season so far, and Sutherland's top scorer with 6 is Nicholas Olsen, last season's player of the year, so that fact not exactly surprising. Here's Sinnott, and under a little bit of pressure and not the contact he wanted, so Sutherland with a little win. Ball high up the field, and Perez keeping it moving with a second ball. Slowly trying to restrict the space, and that might work out for Kopp, but Kopp couldn't move the ball forward. Wanderers still have it. Here's Abdul Rahman, shoots from range, and it swings wide with the target. Nizic did not look too bothered. So while I'm talking about all the coverage we have today, might as well talk about the match of the round from the league I used to be the reporter for, which is the second tier, League One men's. So that's 4:30 p.m. today at Hensley Athletic Field. Harkoa versus Northern Tigers, and that's also a brief plug for the League One men's review that'll be available Sunday evening, compiled by my good friend Justin Smith. Good win from Morrison. Nice flick. Now Abdul Rahman with another flick. The Wanderers committing the infringement there. Fiorese under a little bit of pressure. Touch off the chest from Shueki. Now Gann. Good run. Advances it, and the cross hits the big fence behind the goal. And you have to say that's great defending in the one-on-one situation from Cameron. Sinner with the short goal kick. Morrison, and then interesting looking pass. Morrison with the header. Does well, has to be said. Played up and forward by Radovancevic. While allowed to bring it down, the pass does not get it back, and it's snapped up by Hollingdale. Shoiki now. Fulco is looking for options, but I think he's very quick counter-attack this time for the Sharks. And they play it out. Wanderers making it difficult. So a bit more direct play. Shoiki, good lead, but can't direct the header towards a teammate. That'll be Wanderers' ball. One of my various group chats, I can say, apparently Turkey have been eliminated from Men's World Cup round of 32 contention with 61 shots and no goals in their 2 games. I certainly hope we don't have 61 shots with no goals today. And good win. A free kick from Ofuka. By the way, speaking of my messages, big shout out to Dave, long-time supporter of our streams, tuning in and predicting a 2-0 win to the Wanderers. Well, we'll find out. But currently, 0-0 between Wanderers and Sutherland. Game approaching the quarter-hour mark. Katrib, good interception and some room. He's got Satut with him as well. Whips it in and defended at the near post by Van Amaronkens for corner number 2. Signal, and now the delivery headed away but to the edge of the box, and there's a shot from Cameron which will threaten the canteen or the goal. Jesse Cameron scored twice this season, and one of those goals was actually against Sutherland being at round 5. Olsen dropping deeper now. A longer pass. Morrison's first to it. Decent touch from Gann, I think it was. Couldn't find Shoiki though. Perez is high up to press. Now, well, that's actually great work with the interception of Fulka. Wanderers work it to Satut. Anyway, though, as the likely jersey scramble back for a while. That's a nice ball zipped out to Katrib, overlapping from right back. What can he do in the one-on-one situation? Left foot delivery, away. Pop gets the loose ball first. Now Cameron. Cameron, decent enough. Another Sutherland defensive header. Perez still needed to clear it. Sutherland still dealing with the pressure on these balls from wide positions well. Shoiki can't make it stick, so the Wanderers chance to turn the screw maybe. Everyone behind the ball for Sutherland, and now backwards passes a cue. David Perkovic urging his players to step up. Now, this time Abdul Rahman's got to that longer pass, delivers it in, and Faramarongan slams it over the sideline. Long throw coming up. I think that's Cameron with a big hurl into the box. Fiorese climbs highest. Wanderers trying to keep the pressure on. And here's the shot. And through the crowd. Wide of the target. That was Radovancevic there. He was trying to pick up the scraps on the edge of the box. Sutherland here. There's an attempt to play out from the back. The Wanderers, can they disrupt it? Certainly trying to. I think they've done so. Satu. Foot in there from Perez. Now, Fuka trying to put topspin on that to give Shoiki a chance. Good starting position from Sinnott. He's dealt with the situation. Hollingdale with the win. And that's Wanderers in goal. Katrib down the line. Decent distance on that as well. But then Sutherland get it away. Returned by the Wanderers. And that decision goes against Radovancevic there. A little bit beyond the two most recent games for the Wanderers. There's this 5-game stretch. Let's look at those results. 4-0 win against St George FC, a 0-0 draw against Wollongong Wolves, then followed by a 3-0 draw against Blacktown City, a 5-0 win over Rockdale, and a 6-0 win in the, what do you call that, the baby Sydney derby against Sydney FC. So how's my maths? 18 goals across those 5 games. So guess which one of those games I called? Yep, the 0-0 draw. Anyway, Sutherland on the attack. Perez. And I don't think he got the whipping that he wanted, and despite being near the crossbar, pretty comfortable catch for Sinnott. And more recently for the Wanderers, 2-0 loss to, where were they? 2-0 loss to Sydney United 58, and then, as I mentioned a bit earlier, 1-1 draw last time out at home here to St George City. So looking to return back to the winner's circle for the Wanderers, but 7th, very promising position for the kids in red and black, as could have been a promising position for Sutherland. Katrib taking no risks, heads behind. First Sutherland corner of the game coming up. It's going to be Hollingdale. And goes short to Choi. Radovancevic quickly read the intention with the short corner, blocked the cross, but does lead to a second corner. Getting it goes short to Choi, so he's got a one-on-one opportunity. He crosses, headed away by Lual. That's nice work. The forward getting back to defend. Sutherland keep it alive, long range shots, and Perez sends it wide of the target. Yeah, not close enough to midway through the first half, and this a game, round 20 NPL Men's New South Wales, between the Wanderers and Sutherland, still waiting for its first goal. It's Eric Subihano with the commentary here. I'm delighted to have been chosen for commentary of this game. Good where the first game of any particular round is kind of like you're introducing this particular weekend's action to everyone. The Diag and Katrib did well to at least keep it in. But Sutherland might have this, and Ofuka goes backwards. Here's Olsen. And Olsen will look over the shoulder. Hollingdale can find a teammate. And the Wanderers swarmed. And did well to win it back. Down the line, and Perez against Satut turning. Wanderers will have a throw. Katrib got Fuka back defending, back heel, finds Perez, and well, this really wasn't what Sutherland were looking for. The Wild trying to turn, takes a tumble, and can't trap the ball between the body and the ground, so indirect free kick to Sutherland coming up. Ball from Van Amerongen, and then the first time play keeps it moving. Ofuka gets it back off Olsen. Perez could be a wide option. That's where it goes. Van Amerongen stepping up to help Sutherland keep hold of the ball. I'll try the other side. Choi. Plays it short to Olsen. Keeping their discipline. See why Wanderers are just standing off. Look at, they got a front two of. I should hold that thought because the Wild has gotten hold of the ball. And they support either side, but Van Amerongen has blocked the attempted pass to the right. Abdul Rahman retrieves the deflection. Wanderers now. Their turn to try and break their opponents down. Troop has some room, which he takes advantage of. There's Morrison, plays one over the top. That's a nice ball for Cameron, and Cameron keeps it in. And Sutherland claiming it was already out, but the officials have given a corner to the Wanderers. There has been a goal since I started calling. Unfortunately, it was on the synthetic field behind us, so Wanderers 8 teams have scored against Northern Tigers. 1-1 on the field behind us in case anyone cares. Anyway, there's the signal. In swinger, headed away by Persevsky, I think it was. And Perez defending against Marshall. Will keep it moving with a quick throw. Morrison. Good tackle again from Perez. So furthest outfielder back here, and that's Katrib, and he'll just go back to the keeper. Sutherland start to move up, but a bit of room for the Wanderers defenders at the moment. 27 minutes on the clock here. Abdul Rahman out wide, there's Cameron. Morrison. That's Cobb. Cobb, can he thread it through? Abdul Rahman flags up, flags up. To be fair, good save from Daniel Nizic anyway. Wouldn't have counted though. Abdul Rahman was offside. The point I was trying to make earlier, although Wanderers wingers sometimes stepping up a bit to help with the press, but noticed Wanderers most of the time have a front two, which is Lual and Abdul Rahman. So they can't just go gung-ho with the press against the three Wanderers central back. The three Sharks central defenders, because Sharks will just work a 3-on-2, but anyway, Sharks trying to work this. And then long range shot from Troy, which goes wide. They want a corner, they're not going to get it, Sutherland. Playing out from the back for a while. Makes it, can't quite make it stick. That's good work from Pisevsky. It'll be a very interesting battle. Looks like at least more of the time Pisevsky has been the defender assigned to try and stop Lual from turning. Fuka find a pocket of space? Yes, he can. There's Perez. Perez stopped by Katrib. There's Ofuka. And Katrib's done well. It's not two very dangerous attacking players. And then there's the standard commentator's curse there. Sutherland once again on the move with Ofuka. Move it wider. Perez. Can he return the favour? There's a lunge in there from Satu, and Ofuka just lets it run for the corner. So, lets it run out for the corner. That'll be 3 corners apiece now. Looks like Hollingdale, once again, to take the kick from the flag. That's quite a crowded 6-yard box, which he might be aiming for. Goes up towards the back stick, and that's good goalkeeping from Sinnott. Rises above the crowd and diffuses the situation. Past our half-hour mark here. Wanderers 0, Sutherland 0. Hope you're enjoying NPL Men's New South Wales Round 20, the opening game of this weekend for this competition. While taken away from him by Choi. Neat tackle. Ofuka over the shoulder, then he left it for Shueki, and Shueki is quick. And can he keep this in? He doesn't quite. Decent enough, and clever stuff from Ofuka. He saw that he'd drawn the defender tight to him, so he just let it run. And Shueki only denied that crossing opportunity because it was Marshall, who was the defender, close attendance, who actually kept up with Choiki in the last phase of play. Possession, the order of the day for the young Wanderers. Gonzalo advances, then finds Katrib. A little bit of red and black in this part of the field. So Hollingdale, strength there now. Dribbles past the first challenge. Hollingdale, I think they'll just go longer. Shoeki again. Can't get the better of Marshall that time. with this likely puzzle in front of them. Skill from Satut. Katrib. Back to Morrison. Katrib, there's a bit of space for him. Options either side. Goes wide. Satut. Katrib, does he get it back? Low into the middle and cleared away by Persevsky. His teammates for a bit more compactness in front of him. But anyway, there's this Wanderers corner now that the Sharks have to defend. Arate once again. Taking this from what you might call the canteen corner of this ground. It's an outswinger and swings it away from everyone. So Cameron will retrieve it. Another Sutherland header away. And Sharks not getting the decision. More possession. They've had a fair bit of it in the last 5 minutes or so, the Wanderers, but nothing as of yet, at least, coming even close to threatening Daniel Nizic in the Sharks' goal. Sutherland rewarded for their patience as off-target pass means they get to have the ball. Well, actually done well by the Sutherland midfield to keep the Wanderers away from the ball. Shueki doesn't hold it up for them though. Simmett fully rolling it out to the far side. There's Morrison. Arate returning the favour, so this might be a chance for Shueki. Tight angle, and the low cross was the right idea, but he couldn't pick out Ofuka. That Sutherland wanted high up the park, led to a decent opportunity. Shueki, lively character, as I said, already scored 5 times this season, plenty of pace, but unable to link up with Ofuka that time. Now Abdul-Rahman trying to take on 2, and the decision is that was just a collision, and all that the Wanderers will get is a throw-in. Katrib will take Abdul-Rahman back to his feet. Another collision. That goes the Wanderers' way as Jordan Harris crashes into Katrib. The Wanderers really will use the ideas right. They don't like the ball being dead for too long a time. They want to keep it moving. Ivancevic can't find a teammate. Coolly done. Child will just loft it back to Sinnott. Sinnott had to be alert. And now Sinnott could be a loose touch. Shueki might have pressured him, and now is a chance. And there's the goal for Danny Choi. Shueki deserves a lot of credit for the pressure there. He forced the error. Loose ball fell to Danny Choi's left boot, and you know what happens next. Choi finds the back of the net. Wanderers 0, Sutherland 1. High press paying dividends for the visitors here. TV. It's a bit unusual to say this, but that is, he has some games, of course, but that is Danny Choi's first goal of the season. And if you're a long-time follower of this league, you know he scored a lot of spectacular ones. That one, slightly more run-of-the-mill, but, you know, I'd say that finish, it's fairly straightforward, but still harder than it looks. You're always anticipating, but you're never truly expecting the ball to fall to you in that situation. And you know what? Choi did the thing that matters most, which is put the ball over the line. And Sutherland, with halftime approaching, now have the scoreboard advantage. Pressing Van Amarongen down the line, and possession coughed up. Now, it's not quite in the same wavelength there. Arate moving inside the ball went wide, so that'll be a Sutherland throw on the far side of the field. I think Jackson Mackey just directing Brendan Game to take the throw from the correct place. Pasevsky back to Vizic. Now, well, it was closed down by Lawal, it loops up. Of course, off the opponent, Vizic just able to use the gloves that time. Takes no risk. Long it goes, and there are a couple of Southern players in the area here. Gan uses his body, and now it's Choi. Choi works it centrally. Ofuka. Back to Olsen, takes a quick look over the shoulder to see where the pressure is. Now, can you find Perez? It's overcooked it slightly. That's uncharacteristic from Nicholas Olsen. Perez. Kicked. Foul on Katrib. 41st minute here. If you've missed any of the action, or perhaps if you've just joined us, of course, YouTube stream, just click back on the stream and see what you missed. But the crucial moment so far happened only a few minutes ago. Sutherland taking the lead. High press led to an error. Danny Choi coolly tucking the ball into an empty net. Sutherland lead by a goal to nil. As that is a foul by Bradley Marshall, and Sutherland free kick. Reasonably central position coming up, and Riley Hollingdale, well, he's already scored from a free kick this season. I believe this, should he go direct, this is a bit further out than his recent set-piece goal, which made its way onto the NPL New South Wales socials, but actually, maybe you could have a go here anyway. Hollingdale's going to have a chat. It looked like he was going to have a brief chat with Olsen about it. Actually, the first thing, before all of that, we need the ball. Sinnott asked for 3 in the wall. Now, Fiore say stayed back, but Krasevsky and Van Amarongen have gone forward. It's 4 in the wall now. Well, so does he go direct Hollingdale, or does he try and find a teammate? Sets himself. Of course, it could be Olsen, you never know. But it is Hollingdale over the wall and also over the crossbar. Harris. Header, Hollingdale up against 2, as tried to keep it alive. Sutherland, they come away with it, and there's a little bit of room for Olsen here. Outside of the football, Shaweki is quick. And if ought to have gotten the ball. Sutherland would disagree, but we'll go on. Brzezinski gave it away. Brzezinski just did well. At least for Brzezinski's sake, it wasn't a good counter-attacking opportunity for the Wanderers, at least not yet. Katrib's trying to make the best of the situation. That's a nice ball from Satut to find Abdul Rahman. Crosses to the wild, brings it down, and then it is slammed away by Brendan Gann, well into Wanderers territory. Fourth official Charlie O'Brien. He has the board ready. I think for a brief moment I saw a 5. Anyway, we'll see how much time added on there is. Crossing opportunity, it's lifted in, and Gann heads it away. It's a good header from Gann. So I've got to say Sutherland's aerial defence has been excellent so far. I mean, there are 3 big lads in there. Phenomenon and Brzezinski and Fiorese, but Gann dropping in to provide some extra defensive support. Katrib crosses straight into Perez. Now Perez again. And I think he's just goes for distance. Just wanted to get it out of there. And of course, mentioned streams coming up in case all that I've mentioned so far, the other 7 NPL men's New South Wales games to be streamed this weekend, plus the League One men's match. I gave away what I was going to say there. The League One men's match around. In case that wasn't enough, we'll hold that thought as Abdul Rahman stayed on side. And a low cross to the back post. Here's the wall, and he's hit the side netting. Abdul Rahman timed that run brilliantly to get in behind the defence. Whoa, tantalising crossing. It just rolled across the area. The wall was there at the back stick. And you know what? I reckon give credit to Daniel Nizic. He didn't make the save, but his position was good. Spread out the limbs to make it difficult for Lual to score, and he did not. So for now, clean sheet preserved by Daniel Nizic, thanks to the 4th official and also to today's camera operator Gavin for making sure I'm aware of the time added on. So 1 minute of time added on to be played, or a minimum of 1 minute time added on before we have half time. As that's through to Lual, he will chase, but Perez is there, and I think he's just going to clear it. Almost makes its way to Shoik. In fact, it does by a loose touch, and Afuka already trying to provide the supporting run. Is there a chance before half time? No. So, yes, if the Wanderers want a goal, it would have to happen pretty much now. But they are on the move here. Cross comes in. Abdul Rahman's attacking it, and couldn't quite get onto it. I think because that'll be a Sutherland free kick as out Abdul Rahman. No intent, of course, but he collided with Nizic in the follow through as he lunged for that cross. It was a great cross, by the way, from the left-hand side. But Nizic, you got to be tough to be a goalkeeper, so that wouldn't keep him out of the play for any length of time. That collision. In fact, there it is. So it is half-time here in Rudy Hill. It's a case of so far so good for David Perkovic's side, because Sutherland Sharks lead the Wanderers by a 0-0 as the teams head to the dressing sheds. The breakthrough came from Danny Choi, pouncing on the error after Richard Shueki pressed high, caused a turnover, and that's how we got to where we are. Eric Subihana here with the commentary from Wanderers Football Park. We'll take a short break of about 10 minutes or so, and then we'll be
Sydney United regathering themselves to one last attack. One last raid on Manly United's goal before half-time. Coco's delivery away by Neuenhoff, and Rule can strike them from there. Chimenti punishes the error. A hit and hope from Bailey Rule, not dealt with by Manly United. Find a goal in the last few minutes here or there. I won't have scored at home in more than 2 months. I could change that here to Robillard! Against his old club. It's a sweet strike.
Knocked away. Go again through Poon. Delivers into the middle. Pinball in the box. And it's Rocco Smith who delivers the blow. Up in the top 6 at the moment. Nudges the head of Smith. Soudis comes to find it. Fires! A rocket from Evan Soudis. And it is Poon goes direct. Does it trickle in? The second time around it did. If it needed it at all. Seen this before from Jyden Harb. A nice delivery into the middle. Header in a dangerous position. And it's eventually Lopez who gets the final head on it. Home. Chris McStay as Prendergast runs back. They're taking their time with it. St George FC. McStay off the left. Buries it in the bottom corner. That breaks the drought. 13 games in a row, no win.
George City trying to build. Here's Demoto. Pedersen can turn and shoot and score! Goals in consecutive games for Jon Pedersen. And through goes Katrib. Don't forget that Jackson is on a yellow. Katrib down to Hasarati, and the shot from Chop. It'll be followed in here by Cameron! Jesse Cameron grabs an equaliser.
Turned over. And it's fallen to Travis Major right on the edge of the area. He lets it go and off the post and in for Travis Major. You cannot give him space around the edge of the area. From Korai Tanaka, and that's a good ball up ahead to another goal coming maybe for Travis Major. And he puts it away. The comeback on that day. It's Nick Olsen. Chips it past with absolute composure. Ice cold from Nick Olsen to get the Sharks fans up and about here at Seymour Shore.
It is. Here's Costa Petrados to step up now. It's the run-up. Taking the shot! And Costa Petrados slots it away and makes it 1-0 here at Christie Park. Nice and early. Carreras gets the right way, but the precision is Kobayashi, who's got space to run here. It's not a bad ball there. There's Spirit. Shots on, Petrados makes it 2! The counter-attack was there, and Costa Petrados makes it 2-0. To force, and Costa Petrados gets the hat-trick. He can take home the ball. A lovely flick, and it is 3-0.
That ball is good. Jordan's header, and it's in. Opening goal for Apia. Here's Farinella. Ortiz deflected shot. And it's looped into the goal. Dream start for Apia.
Here is Hannigan now. Still with the ball. He goes out now. There's Rag. Cleared in. It's a back heel. And it's run into the back of the net. And it is a goal for SD Raiders. The substitute himself, Jakub Malba.
welcome back to our coverage of NPL Men's New South Wales Round 20 here at Wanderers Football Park. It's Sutherland Sharks leading the Wanderers Academy. A goal coming courtesy of Danny Choi with half-time approaching. Certainly all to play for. Sutherland looking at this club to get back to the NPL Men's Finals for the first time since 2013, off the top of my head. Wanderers were only 1 point behind them, and this game started. Wanderers still with a great chance of making the NPL Men's Finals as an academy for the first time in their history. Anyway, there's the whistle from Jackson Mackey. Away we go with the second half. Didn't see too much activity from Charlie O'Brien, the fourth official on the far side. As Abdul Rahman runs with the ball, and Luwal held up. Surrounded by light blue jerseys. Yes, I do believe the teams are as they were to begin the game. And in case you're wondering who that camera person on the far side of the field is, that's part of the Sutherland Sharks documentary that is currently in progress, and great content. It's good to see NPL clubs producing their own content. I'm now confident the Wanderers didn't make a sub at half-time, as that's worked to Olsen, and Perez is free on the left-hand side. Olsen, that's where he goes. After Olsen and all the Wanderers pretty much back behind the ball. Perez, just fine. I think that's Ofuka. Back to the centre back, so should give the Wanderers a bit of a chance to step up, but they're just standing off for now. Here's Hollingdale. And decides he shall go back to the keeper. I'm pretty sure Sutherland didn't make any subs at half-time either. Perez just standing with his arms outstretched, but the ball goes in another direction. Win in the air from Cameron. Now, well, that might have been coughed up here. Here's Choi. Choi to Olsen, and there's room for Olsen centrally. To Shoiki. Shoiki shoots. The room took a swing of the left boot. He's straight at Lucas Sim. Doesn't do. Also do apologise, as you will see as this second half progresses. When the actions to our right, we'll be looking to the sun. Apologies for that, we can't do anything about that, but note that the Sharks keeper Daniel Dizic wearing a hat for this second half, and might have something to do here as Luwal is in the one-on-one situation. It's a shot off, and lots of power on that. Just a little bit too high, but all on the wall. 13 goals for the season. Certainly made a lot of opponents feel unlucky in 2026. Nearly made it 14. Cut inside. Great contact. The ball just got a little bit underneath it. All on the wall. Nizic goes, aims for midfield again, or does not rise because a great leap from Cameron. That will be a throw in for Sutherland right by what we call them the defensive corner, right by the corner flag. Actually, not that close to the corner flag, my apologies. Again, long to Shoiki, but smart head from Morrison to find a teammate. Arate couldn't reach it. Abdul Rahman, that's nice with the back heel. And now they brought Cameron into the play. He does reach it, gets the cross in, and it's hit Przewski and is out for a corner, which by my very manual tally would be corner number 5 of the game for the Wanderers. Short corner. He's caught. Now in the space is Radovancevic. He shoots and it's blocked by Gann, and Gann, well, shot at you. It wasn't point blank range, but that looked like it would have hurt. we've got a stoppage. Of course, you've got to take injuries with the utmost seriousness, but it does look like Gann is okay. So there'll be a discussion of who gets the ball off the uncontested drop ball to restart. But I'll go through at least the Wanderers starting lineup as a reminder in case you missed it in the intro. Goal for the Wanderers is number 12 Lucas Sinnott, in defence number 5 Jesse Cameron, number 6 the captain Oscar Morrison, number 26 Bradley Marshall, number 31 Emil Katrib, in midfield for the Wanderers, number 16 Tristan Arate, number 8 Julian Cobb, number 25 Michael Radovancevic, and number 27 Lachlan Satu. Up front for the Wanderers, number 9 Awan Dawal, and number 7 Alat Abdul Rahman. As Perez beaten there by Katrib, overlapping, he's got options with him, cuts it back, and Arate, who's poised. Sutherland touch there to prevent the shot. Now Ofuka just calms it down, backwards pass to Perez. And actually we'll go through the Sutherland lineup that's up there as a reminder when I've got the chance. But that runs through to Ofuka, 5 forward, possibly in this attack. Choi wants a switch. The play might still come to him. It does. Fiorese plays it to the number 11. Today's goal scorer. Great tackle. Tackle that from Cameron, but Choi stolen it straight back. Again. Now, Fiorese, actually, I'll take this chance to remind you of the Southern 11 that's out there. So in goal is number 1, Daniel Nizic. At the back, number 4, Tace Fenamaron, and number 15, just passing the ball right now, Jamie Kosevsky, and number 18 on the ball right now, Gian Fiorese. In midfield, on the left is number 5, Jordan Perez. On the right, number 8, Brendan Gann, who does well to keep that in play. Central midfield, number 21, Nicholas Olsen, and number 6, Riley Hollingale. Up front, number 11, Danny Choi, number 17, Richard Shueki, and number 7, Takumi Ofuka. So... That's a great ball by Olsen to Choi. He's away here. Danny Choi tucks it away and double Sutherland's lead. What a ball from Nicholas Olsen. Choi definitely onside, timed the run perfectly and kept his cool just like he did in the first half. It's 2 for Choi, it's 2 for Sutherland. They are looking good. The 3 points here, although there is still a lot of football to be played. When you have quality like Olsen and Choi, you should be getting chances. Olsen's been working hard. It's been tough out there for him this afternoon, but he found the space and played a sensational ball to Danny Choi. Urging his players to keep going. Certainly the 53rd minute is not a time to rest on your laurels, pretty much no matter the scoreline. Now through ball, and Nizic doesn't even bother using the gloves. He'll let it run out for a goal kick. Oh, perhaps, yeah. We'll probably see subs shortly, so the 2 sets of substitutes out there. Firstly for the Wanderers, Lachlan Allen is the backup keeper. Well, I assume so because his dribble profile photo has him wearing a national team goalkeeper jersey. You know what they say about assumptions, but I'm pretty confident in that one. Anyway, Lachlan Allen, backup shot stopper for the Wanderers. There's also Johnny Pavlovic, Rocco McNamara, Oscar Moore, Giorgio Hasarati, Jordan Owusu, and Marcus Savage. As Hollingale helps it on. It's another good leap, I think, from Cameron. Bit of head tennis here, and then Gann knows he can just leave that one. Sutherland throw, and Sutherland subs. Backup keeper is James Hussoy, and he can't. Anyway, James Hussoy is the backup keeper for the Sharks, and the other players we could see later in the light blue: Tarek Meyer, Jackson Barter, Ty McGowan, Lachlan Marr, Julian Fideli, and Lucas Weber. That's nice from the Wanderers. And then the pass went behind the Wallers. Let's see, there's a player. There's a player down. It's Choi. Oh, no, it's not great. No, it's not Choi. Apologies. might be Shueki, although I saw the green boots. My apologies, I saw the green boots, but Shueki also wearing green boots and head knock. Apologies, we didn't see what happened, but the physio will be on the field. And we will have a brief break in play. Good to see Shueki sitting up, so this hopefully this means he's not going to be kept out of the game or not. He doesn't have to be substituted early. Now, while we have a break in play, I mentioned all the men's football we've got coming up on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel of the remainder of this weekend. In case that and the Men's World Cup wasn't enough for you, well, we have 8 women's football games that will be streaming this weekend on our YouTube page. All 7 NPL Women's New South Wales fixtures, plus the League One Women's match of the rounds. And good to see Shueki getting a nice round of applause from the fans. But yes, the women's action starts tonight, 6:30 p.m. from North Taramara Recreation Area, where it's Northern Tigers versus Manly United, a Saturday night at North Taramara. You know what that means, Annabelle Banfield's on the commentary. That's actually the match of the round as well. So we've got Maeve Sparrow on Instagram duty, we've got Dan Newman taking photos, and then we've got 6 NPL Women's New South Wales games tomorrow, as well as that breaks from Nizhich. So 2:40 p.m. tomorrow from Northbridge Oval, Teo Pelletieri will call Bulls versus Spirit. At 3 p.m, a pair of women's games at 3 p.m. tomorrow, MacArthur versus Apia, called by Mark Napoli, as well as Stingrays versus UNSW. And at the always curious kickoff time of 3:10 p.m. tomorrow, it's Ravens versus Rangers from the Arctic Circle. 5 p.m. tomorrow, I'll be at Sydney University, a football ground, to call Sydney Uni versus Sydney Olympic. And also at 5 p.m. tomorrow, Emily Arnold will call Western Sydney Wanderers versus Hills United from this very ground. And the League One Women's match of the round tomorrow, 5 p.m. from Marconi Stadium Field number 2, the synthetic field behind the Palace, so to speak. That's Marconi versus Nepean. What the roster says, Monica Clark will be on Instagram duty for that one. Maltese friend Natcha Cluder taking photos from Marconi Stadium Field number 2, 5 p.m. tomorrow. Olsen taking it off the blind side, Gans in support, and Olsen, Shueki back up and running, good to see. Of course, the privilege of being 2-0 up, you can be patient in possession. To be fair, Sutherland were pretty much patient from the opening whistle, it has to be said. And they've been rewarded for taking their time and waiting for their chance. 2 cool, typically cool finishes from Danny Choi is what has the Sharks leading by 2-0. 58th minute here at Wanderers Football Park. As Hollingdale, a little look to see where the pressure was coming from. Rolls it to Gan. Gan, little prod, looking for Shueki, but covering there was caught. Now Morrison in his own box, but he had the time to play it away. And Van Amaronken has to hurry, but he's got the front position. Goes back to Nizhich, so that Sutherland can start again. Nizhich goes long. Now, her fans are not best pleased, to say the least. Some sorting out. See that there's going to be a substitution as well. More board work for Charlie O'Brien, the 4th official. I see a 28 and a 7 and a Wanderers player, so that's going to mean Alat Abdul Rahman. It's the end of the shift for him, and he is replaced by Australia under-17 player Giorgio Hasadati. I love when Football Australia Socials puts the junior clubs on youth national team players, gets to know them a little bit more. You can see what particular area they're from. So I can report that Giorgio Hasadati is a Putney Rangers junior. Putney Rangers member club of Northwest Sydney Football, and how do I describe the Northwest Sydney Football footprint? It's it's got Putney in it. It's got Hunters Hill in it. It's also got parts of the Hillshire. It's a large area. Maserati straight into the action. Good target forward play. Finds Lual. He spreads it wide. That's Katrib. Cross comes in. Hasarati attacking it. Goal kick. Another great lead from Cameron. Will be Sutherland throw. Sutherland back three once again, playing it amongst themselves. Shifted left to Perez, and he's pressed by two. Katrib getting in the way. Played forward by Marohan. Perez joining the attack, but the ball gets away from Perez. Past the hour mark here. Wanderers 0, Sutherland 2. Eric Sibihano with the commentary from Rudy Hill. Wanderers have in response to that Danny Choi double. Shueiki was quick enough to get the touch. It's brilliant work. He's played a part in the first goal. He's barely had a shot, but he's been very valuable nonetheless with his work rate. Hollingdale pings one out. That's lovely. Right onto Perez's left boot. He uses left boot to play it in front of Olsen. Cut back here, and it could be Perez, could be Choi. He's on a hat trick, of course. Breaks back to Olsen. Up to the back post. Gann's there. Brendan Gann, and didn't get the power from the header. The trouble left Lucas Simon. Arate moves it back. That's with the defenders. Actually, no, that's Radomancevic who's dropped from midfield, at least for a little bit. Now, fullbacks well forward in this one. Cameron will give it a good chase. Gann was tracking coolly. Gann plays it back. Mizic sending it possibly onto the field, two behind us. Long throw. Sutherland get the first header, but still in the box. And Arate wouldn't drop for him as he tried to hold it up. Now, Olsen keen to press out, and now Afuka here. Afuka up against two is lost out to the two red and black dressed players, but Sutherland take it straight back, and room for Olsen right in front of the Sutherland technical area. Coolly done. Back they go. So the light blue jerseys can start again. Now, that nearly intercepted by Arate. Choi was quick. Kept it moving for Sutherland. Hollingdale. Afuka. Perez. Back here's Olsen. Drive. And then Rust. All he does is find Julian Kopp. While directing the traffic, directing the run from Hasarati. See, appears to be well covered. While he's forced into a backwards pass. And you streaming fam out there. So right, in case you're interested. 4:30 p.m. or thereabouts, kickoff for the League One men's match of the round between Hakoa and Northern Tigers. And you know, you can tune in. Of course, you can tune into that if you want. Just do me a favor, just mute that stream and keep my audio. That's all I ask. Charlotte Brown's busy with the board. Did I see a 10 and a 19? No, it couldn't have been a 19. There's no 19 on the Wanderers team sheet. But the 10 would be Johnny Pavlovich, if indeed I did see that correctly. The number one, I think it was stepping up well. He's helped win the ball back, and Olsen to Shoeki. He's done well. Shoeki from range, decent shot. It's parried, and the loose ball will be easy for Simmett to gather. Shoeki's made stuff out of very little. Didn't look the favourite to get to that pass, but he got the better of two plays. Quick decision, quick shot, which was saved well by Simmett. And it flags up against Awan Luol, and I think we are going to see a Wanderers double sub now. Paying close attention to that board. Emil Katrib, his shift is over, and also number 16, Tristan Arate, the other player to make way. So coming on the field, number 23, Oscar Moore. And I did see correctly, it'd be number 10, Johnny Pavlovich is the other new player, and the second sub window used by the Wanderers there. So Pavlovich looks to be left midfield or left wing, whatever you want to call it, for the Wanderers. So straight swap for Arate, and I think Oscar Moore is at right back as a straight swap for Katrib. Good win by Shoeki, cleared by Marjan. Yes, Oscar Moore at right back, at least initially. And he's on the ball now. Hollingdale heard the shouts from Perez. Takes it out of the sky. Olsen. Scoop pass. Perez tries to whip it in near post. Cleared. And Sutherland throw. One play from each side takes a tumble, and the decision has gone against Jordan Perez and in favour of the Wanderers. In fact, just got to make sure Satut's feeling okay. Yep, I did see the number 27, just the jersey of the player lying on the ground, and I think the physio is on. Now, while I've got the chance, I should do my customary plug for the NPL Men's New South Wales Team of the Week. That'll be comprised of 3-2-1 votes from the media over this weekend's games. That'll be released probably on Monday afternoon. Always good to see who makes the Team of the Week. We do one of those for the women's competition as well. Experimenter. If you don't like who makes it from this particular game, send your complaint somewhere else, because commentators don't vote for the NPL Men's New South Wales Team of the Week. That's somebody else. Again, yep, it's that time of the afternoon. Better shield your eyes when you're looking west. Play back to Gann. Hollingdale. Olsen, those floodlights on. Just flicked on like that. There's the under-20s game between Wanderers and Sutherland, which we played at about 5 p.m. after this one. As big shouts from the crowds. Not that many shouts from the Sutherland players themselves, to be honest. Now the Wanderers will move this forward through the wild. Decent ball for Hasarati. It gets away from him, and Nizic. No messing about onto, was that field number 5, the field in the distance closer to the M7. There's shade over 20 minutes to go here. Wanderers 0, a Sutherland 2, courtesy of a Danny Troy double. Cameron. In swinger, headed away. Taking over there is Kopp. Now, that's good work from Pavlovic. Curling shot, but into the gloves for Nizic. Some turn there. Persevsky finds Fanalaronkin as the player in space. Kind of just inviting Wanderers to step up, possibly so they can then ping one over the top. Although, who would like to speculate over team's tactics? I'm certainly no round ball analyst. I will never be a coach. So, Fanalaronkin. Perez. And now the pressure most definitely close to him, so he goes back, and Nizic gets it towards the centre circle. Header from Morrison, and then, well, that's taken over by Pavlovic for the Wanderers. Goes back to Morrison. There you go. First time ball. Kopp, nice. Play out wide. Here's Cameron. That's inside. Now to the edge of box, Lual. And his foot in there, I think, from Amaronk. Big tackle there, but legal tackle from Radovancevic. Plays the through ball and no way through. So Hollingdale, I think that is, with the chance to run it into Wanderers territory. Nishoiki on the far side. The support is arriving. That is good one-on-one defending from Radovancevic. And then Satut sliding in fairly. So coming up, I see 33. I should probably not try and read the numbers on the board when he's holding it upside down and it's 70 metres away from me. But anyway, Wanderers sub coming up, I know that much. So in case you missed me explaining this intro, yes, if you hear sounds that don't match the action, there's Boys Youth League under 18 game on the synthetic field behind us. Currently 2-2 between the Wanderers and Northern Tigers in the 73rd minute, in case any of you are interested. The number I saw on that board is a 32. That would mean Jordan Owusu is getting ready to come on. Anyway, here's Olsen. And Olsen still poorly done. Back to Persevsky. And on to Fiorese. Troy's first-time ball blocked. Now Hasarati. Yes, Hasarati. Hasarati wins the free kick there. Now, Wanderers really no time to mess about with the score. Very much not in their favour in the 73rd minute. Here's Marshall. Oh, there he goes, the 1-2, and then another foul. That's going to be a yellow card. It says a lot about the spirit this game has been played. I believe that's the first yellow card of the game, and possibly for repeated fouling. What do the laws of the game say? Persistent fouling rather than that particular incident, but pretty sure that was Jordan Perez going into the notebook. And that will be in the 74th minute. Now, Sutherland player on one knee, possibly Gann, so the physio is on. Chance for the players to take a quick drink ahead of one final push over the remaining 16 minutes, plus whatever stoppages Jackson Mackey chooses to add. If you've missed any of the action, it's as easy as clicking back on the YouTube stream to see what you missed, but the brief summary is that Sutherland Sharks are leading the Wanderers by 2-0. And it is 2 goals from Danny Choi that has put David Perkovic's side in such a commanding position. So the opening goal was towards the end of the first half. It was Richard Shawiki's pressure causing a giveaway, and Danny Choi tucking the ball into the empty net. That was about the 38th minute, and then in the 52nd minute, a brilliant through ball from Nicholas Olsen put Danny Choi through on goal. He coolly rolled it into the net. That was the second goal. Satut with a set piece, and it's boomed away by Nicholas Olsen. Touch from Cameron, he sends it back now. Did everyone get back on side? Well, it doesn't matter because the header there from Gang, I think it was. Now, from Ofuka, didn't have much room, but he had enough to advance the ball, and then, well, that's characteristic there. Giveaway. Sutherland are preparing two subs, I think, judging by the two players in light blue who are standing up. As there's the header from Fiorese defensively. And Hasarati, did he find a teammate? He finds Oscar Moore. There's a shot, which there's way too many Sutherland players in the way for him to score there. Also, I should have paid attention. Yep, they did make a sub while I wasn't looking at the Wanderers. So, is that shield after a goal kick? Well, they have a 34. Player wearing jersey number 34. Now, apologies if I'm wrong. I'm going by what the closest shirt number is on dribble. I'm going to guess that 34 is Jordan Owusu. And it looks like possibly Lachlan Satut is the player to make way. Anyway, Nizic, big distance on that goal kick. Off Cameron, Sutherland throw. There you go, booming kick. Sutherland gained about 60 metres. In fact, it's time for that Sutherland double substitution. So, it won't be a hat-trick for Danny Choi. I think I see a number 11, so yep, Danny Choi. For now, he is the match winner. He gets a little bit of an early mark from David Perkovic coming on his place. Great player to come off the bench. By the way, for Sutherland is number 10, Tarek Maya. In fact, yeah, I think maybe there's only just the one sub now. For now, the rest being kept in reserve. Tarek Maya looks like he's a straight swap, a direct replacement for Choi on the right side of Sutherland's attacking trio. Win it back, and now Owusu might have gotten a step here, more than a step. Got support in the middle. Great tackle from Phenomenon to prevent the cross. Okay, no, Lachlan Satut is still on the field for the Wanderers, so now this is not a great look from my own eyesight. Okay, the player, yeah, okay, now by process of elimination, Jordan Owusu replaced Marko Radovancevic. Anyway, a long throw. Again, another defensive header from Sutherland from Amaranghan. Shoiki gives chase. Wanderers pass it away from him. Is there time? Is there a chance? Is there a way for the Wanderers to get back into this game? It's Oscar Moore, did he? So, yeah, so in the most recent sub by the Wanderers, Satut off, Owusu to right wing. Oh, sorry, I made that mistake again. Radovancevic off. As the cross comes in, and didn't make it stick. I think that was the wall trying to create an opportunity, but Sutherland stand firm again. Oh, brilliant from Ofuka, and now he's brought Olsen into the play. As Danny Choi takes a well-earned seat. And Olsen does not earn a free kick. So that's that number as last year. Yeah. Radovancevic off, Oscar Moore from right back to central midfield, Lachlan Satut from right wing to right back, and Jordan Owusu to right wing. There, got there in the end. Better. The sun is mostly behind the trees in the distance now. I can actually see. Oh, that's a relief. Anyway, have a chance of calling the remainder of this game properly. Okay, good run from Satut. Bit of room to cut inside and almost found that ball, almost found its way to Hasarati. So keeping it away from the Wanderers there. I think they've scored enough goals to win. Just trying to see this game out. And it must be said. Daniel Nizic, it's a great double save by Nizic about 5 minutes in. So some other good goalkeeping in the first half. In the second half, he's been protected nicely. That could change, however. And lunging there is Pasevsky. Oh, sorry, Phenomenon, my apologies. To make sure to continue that protection of his goalkeeper. Now, I'm just going to remind you of something because I just remembered what the date was. There's the mid-season registration window opens on the 24th. That's Wednesday, I think. That's open from Wednesday, 24th of June. That closes 5 p.m. on the 2nd of July. Which I think is a Thursday. Yeah, it's a Thursday. So, always interesting to see who's what changes these NPL Men's New South Wales teams make for one final push over the last 10 rounds. As Cameron does well, gets the cross in, Hasarati shoots from a tight angle, does a break for the Wanderers, and the shot is over. Cameron, right-footed left back, decent at moving down the ball down the left nonetheless. It was good work. He found Hasarati. The shot was deflected, and then I think it was Owusu who's put the ball over the big fence behind the Sutherland goal. In case anyone's wondered why the mid-season registration window is well after the second half of the season, I think it aligns with something about FIFA regs, and you can only have 2 professional signing windows per calendar year. So it lines up with, or a country can only have 2 professional registration windows per calendar year. So it's got to line up with the A-League registration window. That's enough nerd regulation talk for now. Nizic, very much in game management mode now, running down every last second and only using the gloves once he's pressured. And then Jackson Mackey counting out the time for Nizic to release the ball, and he's running every last second down of that as well. Good win from Shoeki. Maya, chance to play the ball. Ofuka just, as he cut inside, he was stopped. Here's Owusu. Facing backwards, that's not where they want him. And here's Olsen, tenacious in the defending. Sutherland don't get the decision. Again. And the header, coolly done by Morrison, back to Sinnott. Quick with the rollout. Cameron. As Morrison assesses his options, but just to shout out for next weekend's men's football action, which you can watch on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. Ball there aimed at Hasarati. It's quick enough to make something of it. Now, Fiorese in the way. And now, Sutherland give it back to the Wanderers. Cameron. Here's Moore. Thought he had a bit of room, but not for long, and the 2-on-1 works in Sutherland's favour. But then Kopp is in the way. Out wide. Here's Owusu. 1-on-1 with Perez. Cross is defended. Now Olsen works it back, and Nizic, he won't mess about. Towards halfway it goes. But yes, next weekend's action on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. The game I'll start with is the game I'm calling, of course. So that's League One Men's Match of the Round, the feature game from the second tier, Friday 26th of June at 8:15 p.m. kickoff. Pretty much next door at Spartan Park with League One men's leaders, the Spartans, hosting Right On Me Alliance. And it's a two-person call. It'll be me and the League One men's reporter, Justin Smith, on commentary. Absolutely looking forward to starting my weekend with some football action. That's on the 26th. So, meanwhile, in NPL men's action, one for the top division, one game on Friday the 26th. It's a 7:30 p.m. kickoff at Illington Sports Centre. Sydney FC Academy hosting Sydney United 58. As the wall, that's brilliant goal kick from Nizic. He timed his lunge to make sure he got the ball cleanly. It was inside the box. He had to get it right. And he was almost kept a clean sheet. Wanderers still trying. Time very much the enemy for them. Sutherland won't mind the Wanderers defenders having the ball in the less dangerous positions, as there's the defensive header from Perez. And I might drip feed the next weekend's games to you. So Saturday 27th of June, a couple of 3 p.m. kickoffs here. In Rudy Hill, Wanderers Academy hosting Manly, also 3 p.m. on the Saturday 27th. UNSW hosting Sutherland Sharks. That'll run through to Nizic. And at 5 p.m. on Saturday the 27th, SD Raiders host St. George City. 5:30 p.m. on Saturday 27th at the Arctic Circle. It's Spirit FC hosting Wollongong Wolves. And as David Perkovich once will well know, I once called a game between the Spirit and Wollongong Wolves, where Wollongong were leading 4-2 in the 90th minute, and Spirit won 5-4. Anyway, 6:30 p.m. on Saturday the 27th, St. George FC hosting Sydney Olympic, and then a couple of NPL men's games on Sunday the 28th of June. 3 p.m. would be Marconi Stallions hosting Blacktown City. 4:15 p.m. on Saturday 20th of June is RPL Leichhardt hosting Rockdale Illington. You can watch all of those games the same day you're watching this one. As Shueiki might get a second chance. Shueiki prevents it, gets to Ofuka, and he did well to get the shot away in tight space. Little touch with the right boot, takes a swing with the left, and it goes over. Yes. Now Sutherland, I think, going to prepare a double sub as the Sharks try to see this game out. Cameron with the 1-2, but Dan, big tackle, and he's got the touch of Cameron to win the ball back, and change coming up. And the signal, Takumi Ofuka is one of the players who'll get a little bit of an early mark. I think Richard Shoeki is the other one, so there's the number 7. Coming on for Sutherland is number 22, Ty McGowan, and the other player to be introduced is number 30, Julian Fidele. I think that's just a little bit of fresh legs for the last few minutes. David Perkovich, he knows the job is almost done. No, I've got to say, he was the best coach in 2025 last year. I know someone else won. I know someone else was named Coach of the Year, but let's be honest, he was the best coach, and you all know it. So, as there's some standard BYL shenanigans on the field behind us, that division never changes. Wanderers now trying the right-hand side. Good move from Pavlovic. Little flick. Lawal might have the chance. Lawal, tight angle. This is everything, but actually missed everything because of the defensive intervention, possibly from Fernand. I'm not sure. But anyway, it is a corner. In swinging corner. Header there, possibly from Krasevsky. Moore sweeps it up. Back into the box from Pavlovic. Lawal leaves, flags up. The flag is up, wouldn't have counted anyway. And the Sutherland celebrate that offside call vociferously. We're into the final minute of the 90, so one of the biggest questions left. How much time added on will be signalled by Charlie O'Brien. Now, perhaps for times out. Just a reminder of the rest of this weekend's games. You can watch on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. There's the well, first I'll start with the League One men's match around. That's currently in the first half at Hensley Athletic Field. Hucko are hosting Northern Tigers. As Lucas Synod urges his players to step up. And then that'll be a Sutherland free kick. But yes, this game flows delightfully into the match of the round, by the way, as Jordan Perez, possibly because he's on a yellow card, he will be subbed. Lucas Webber coming on. I believe that's the third substitution window. I think we're going to see the time added on now. As the free kick comes in, headed away by Morrison, and a minimum of 5 minutes time added on before we conclude. It's a very intriguing fixture here in Rudy Hill. Outside of the football, that's a great pass from Pavlovic. More giving chase, but Gant full of running still. Impressive performance from him this afternoon. It's a temporarily way, Pavlovic taking over. Not much room. Still going Pavlovic. Touch off Wanderers last for a goal kick, Sutherland like that. So yes, anyway, this game flows nicely into the match of the round. That's a 5 p.m. kickoff at Belmore Sports Ground. Sydney Olympic hosting Rockdale Illingdon. Also kicking off at 5 p.m. today. It would be next St George FC's next game. They're away on the Northern Beaches. Then at 7:15 p.m. tonight, St George City hosting Spirit FC. 4 NPL men's games on Sunday. 2:30 p.m. SD Raiders are away at Adensa Park. And a trio of games at 3 p.m. tomorrow. Blacktown City hosting Apia. Marconi Stallions hosting UNSW. And Wollongong Wolves hosting Sydney FC. Boomed in. No time to take any risks. We've had about 20 seconds of time added on, and you always get this at least once per game at this ground. A clearance that slams into the roof of this grandstand. For sign off, don't forget to check out the match report for this game between the Wanderers and Sutherland. That'll be appearing on the NPL New South Wales Facebook page this evening. Roster says it'll be written by Jack George, but as always, we credit legendary Football New South Wales media manager Mark Stavroulakis, the Greek god of Football New South Wales, for his tireless work getting all these reports up during the season, all 30 rounds, and generally organising the media, because it's tough to organise us commentators for sure. That's the case. Now, as Fiorese sends it long, header might be pounced on. Meyer shoots, is blocked by his teammate. That's an unfortunate one. Fidele just took like he getting in the way of that goal-bound shot from his teammate. Now, Owusu might have lost out here, and it's 3 forwards. Play through to Olsen, left side of the box. He has support in the middle, rolls it across, shots there, and it's 3-0. So it's going to be 3 goals and 3 points for Sutherland Sharks. A brilliant move. Finished off by Ty McGowan. Another assist for Nicholas Olsen. They won it high and they were ruthless. Quick exchange of passes. Olsen wasn't selfish. He knew teammates were in the better position. Ty McGowan off the bench and onto the score sheet. And that is the cherry on the sundae for David Perkovich and for Sutherland Sharks. They're back in the winner's circle. It's been an away day to remember for the team from Sutherland. That's pretty much that. There's not much time remaining. Actually, a shade over a minute of time added on before Jackson Mackey will conclude this fixture. But yes, a bit of shameless self-promotion for games that I'm calling tomorrow, 5 p.m. Well, I mean, these, by the way, these are all NPL Women's New South Wales games, but tomorrow, 5 p.m, I'll be calling Sydney Uni versus Sydney Olympic from the Sydney Uni football ground. And then on Sunday, 28th of June, I make one of my least favourite trips. I'll be on the Northern Beaches to call the girls from Lambert Park, RPL Leichhardt, their game against Manly. And then, actually, another trip I don't like on Sunday, 5th of July. I'll be going to Dapto to Lakelands Oval to call Illawarra Stingrays versus Sydney University. And then, I'll keep self-promoting. Sunday, 12th of July, I'm at the Arctic Circle to call Ravens versus Tigers. Sunday, 19th of July, I'm going to be at the Crest to call Sydney Olympic versus RPL Leichhardt. And then Sunday, 26th of July, I'm at Northbridge Oval to call Bulls versus Ravens. Yeah. Just in case there's some fans of my commentary out there. I hope there's at least one of you. There's the whistle from Jackson Mackey. Sutherland Sharks back to winning ways. With an impressive performance and 3 goals. They defeated the Wanderers Academy by 3-0. Danny Choi opened the scoring near the end of the first half, and he also made it 2-0. Courtesy of a brilliant assist from Nicholas Olsen. That was early in the second half, and then as we just saw, we're in the dying stages. Ty McGowan off the bench to finish, set up by Nicholas Olsen. Ty McGowan made it 3-0. Keep an eye out on NPL New South Wales Facebook page for Jack George's match report. That'll be published tonight, and we hope you stick around on our YouTube channel, because coming up soon is the match of the round between Sydney Olympic and Rockdale Illingdon from Bellamore Sports Ground, scheduled for 5 p.m. and called by Teo Pellizzeri. But from here, Rudy Hill, this is Eric Subihano signing off. We hope you've enjoyed this NPL Men's New South Wales action we've just brought to you, and we hope to have your company again soon on our YouTube page. The final score here from Wanderers Football Park is Western Sydney Wanderers Academy 0, Sutherland Sharks 3. Goodbye.